Hello guys, so welcome to the another video of automation with Selenium and Java. So today we are going to cover a very important topic that is related to the handling mouse over events or mouse over event. So when I say mouse over, how would you identify that I need to use a mouse over event? How can we identify? So let's go to our website. So when I say mouse over event, it means to say everything that depends, every action that depends on your mouse over or mouse. Suppose I need to go to you can see there are multiple tab on the page: register, web table, switch, widget, switch, interaction, video, and more. So these are the tabs available on the page. So if I need to click on alert, what is the action that I will perform? Definitely I need to move my mouse to that point or that element, then click on it. So this is all about mouse over. And what all action we can perform in mouse over? Sometimes you have seen that I need to right click on the page. Then for that purpose we can use mouse over. Sometimes you have seen you need to double click on an element. So that is again mouse over, like adding something or something. Like there are some pages or there are some application which require double click on it. So so there you can use mouse event. And apart from that, you need to drag and drop and slide. So in this widget you can see, let's open dynamic drag and drop option. So interaction tab, we have created something like this. So when I say drag and drop, I will be picking one element and dragging it to one area. So this is again the mouse event: dragging and dropping. So this is how you can. And same goes with selectable, or you need to perform some sliding option, something like this, like in this. So for that purpose we have to use mouse over event. So we will understand how we can perform mouse over event in this chapter. So let's create a class mouse over example. We will use the main method. So right now we are not using test ng, we are just using this main method to execute our test case. In next few classes we will understand how we can, when we can implement the test ng. Okay, so let's get started. So for navigating to that page we can use our existing code. So this is what we are using, driver dot, and this is the same code that we were using in our each classes or our test classes. So now I am going to navigate to this element. So what I can do, I will be using this URL to navigate to my page. Okay, so this will open this page. Now I need to mouse over on this element. So what I can do, first of all, what I will need, the X path of this or locator of this. So I will right click on it, inspect it, and check what X path we can create. So as you can see, WPR menu item, WPR pointer item, this is something that we can use, or the text itself we can use. So let me use the class name itself to test the X path. What I will do, double slash a and at the rate and yes. So there are 6 interaction. Yes. And apart from that you need to use some additional requirement, that is within this a we contain something like this, or we can check the text of this is interaction, we can also use that. So we can use that something like text equal to, and click on it and use it. Yes, so we are getting two element. First one is this, second one is this interaction, and first one is this. So this one is highlighted, we can use that. We can also use and condition and at the rate class, and that contains and the text of some text of this, like we can use something like this, we can use that. Now we are getting one element and our element is getting highlighted here. So this is the XPath that we'll be using in our code. So for actions or mouse event, we will be using actions class. Actions object of this class equal to new. First of all, we need to import this, and I use action. It is saying import this new, let it load actions and the driver that we are going to pass. Now I need to move to that element. So we have one method in this class, move to the element, and we need to pass the element. Here you can see the parameter is web element. So we will use driver dot find element by dot xpath, and the xpath that we have written like this. We will copy this and we will paste it over here, and this, or maybe yes. So this is the XPath. Let me save it. Okay. So action move to this element, it will move to that element. If we are only doing that, then this will not performing our action, because it is required to use dot build dot perform. Without this, your test case will not work. Okay, let me execute it. And we'll see like our script is mouse hovering on that interaction element or not. Let's wait for this. Our page is getting loaded, and see, yeah, now you can see it mouse hover on it, and by mouse hovering it we will get these options. Okay, so it means to say our test case is fine. Let me check. Yeah, so test case is fine. Now it mouse over on it, but we need to click on any element. Suppose I need to click on this. Inspect, will check, will see A contains this dynamic drag and drop. So we can use something like this. Our A text is this. Let me check. Is yes, we yes, so there are two elements, and which one is ours? Our is this. Okay, now again we have to use the same thing. Here we can use this, and for class inspect and get the class as this. Use something like this. Now we are getting only single element. Okay. Now I need to click on it. So clicking, if element is visible, then clicking is not the mouse event. Though we can use, but right now clicking on element is very simple as we'll got our this box. So to click on element, we will use driver dot find element by dot the same x path and the value of x path dot click. So once it got click, then how we can verify, like something like this will happen, we'll get the page. So there are two way to verify whether our consent page is displayed or not. Either we can verify this title, or we can verify the URL. So I will be picking the URL string URL equal to driver dot get current URL, and we'll check if URL that we are getting is equal with what is that, or is, if URL contains this, drag and drop, we will use contains. If our URL contains drag and drop, we will print true. S by SO, we will print true. RUE. Okay, let me execute this. So in this way we can perform a lot of action or lot of thing. So let it load first. It will mouse over an interaction element. It will click on dynamic. We'll get the URL, and if URL is there, we'll get the output as true or false. Yeah. So it means to say our test case got passed because this URL contains drag and drop. So this is fine till now. Now, if you need to right click on it, obviously you have created the object of action class, then you can perform action dot, for right clicking we use context click, and when you type context click, you will get two options: directly right click on anywhere where the cursor is, or on a particular element. So if you want to use any particular element, that for this element I need to perform some right click, then you can use that, like clicking on that particular element. Okay, but keep in mind that you need to use dot build dot perform. So this is the way to right click on it. Let me write it. Right click, and for drag and drop action dot, we have inbuilt method drag and drop. So when I say drag and drop, I mean we must be picking it from some source and dropping it to some source. So it means to say source and destination. So we can use this source and destination. So if I need to drag and drop, then what I can do, let me, so I need to drag this element. Okay, id angular, and what is this, id mongo. So I can use this id. If I use angular, did I get yes? So I can use web element source equal to driver dot find element by dot id. Id is my this angular. So this is my source element. Now I need a web element of destination. destination. Okay, driver dot, I mean something like that we will be using. Let me get that element. So when I use this, you can see I'll get some block. Yeah, yes. So this is where I will be, if let me copy this and refresh that, and we'll check. Yeah, so this is the block where I need to put. So the drop area, I can use this. The drop area id is my drop area. I will be picking this element and dropping at this place. The same thing I need to use source destination dot build dot perform. For now I'm commenting this, right click event, and I will be focusing on this. Okay, so let me execute my test case and then run my test case. So let it load, and we'll see whether our XPath locator and everything is working fine or not. So it has opened my dynamic thing, and let it drag and drop. We'll see whether it is working or not. Nothing happened. It means to say there is some issue. So inspect, and very first time you'll get something like this. Okay, so very first time this is the drop area, and I need to use message, or if I drop it there, it is coming inside this and P. Let me use MSG. Use that instead of this drop area and perform it. Yeah, so it has dropped the element. So this is how we can verify our test. Now the again we can perform some other actions on this page, drag and drop, and key up, key down, mouse over events, and other things, send keys, character sequence, something like this, like keys dot backspace if you need to delete anything. But keep in mind we need to use that build dot perform. And if you want to send something, like send keys, or keys dot caps cancel caps on, something like this, we can use that character sequence, something like that. So this is all about mouse over events. If you find any difficulty, please ping on the comment section. I'll help you out, and thank you for watching.